Previously in my last video. Hi everyone, it's been a while. Remember me? Welcome back to the channel and thank you guys so much for your patience. It has been a hot minute since the last time I made a video, but there has been very good reason for it. I've had a lot of changes going on in my personal life that have needed all my attention, and I've honestly just been super tired from work. They've been sending me further than they ever have before. I've gone as far as the Dakotas and I've been on many more adventures. So I have been filming and there are videos coming, but the editing side of it has just taken me a while because it takes me a minute to feel motivated, and yeah, it's just been a hectic, intense couple of months. So thank you for bearing with me. This video was actually recorded right off the back of the trip that we did from Nashville. So like immediately the day after I got back from Nashville, I did some local work, so that'll be interesting because I don't usually do local work. And obviously, naturally, everything went wrong. So I'm really excited to show you today's video. Don't forget to subscribe to the Patreon. I will be posting on there more. Thank you to the existing Patreons for bearing with me. I've not been very active on any of my platforms recently. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. It's @truckingwithjen over on Instagram. The Manchester Evening News did an article on me, so feel free to go check that out. Just go on the Manchester Evening News website and search Jennifer Winters. And as well, if you're thinking of moving from England to Canada and doing what I did, becoming a truck driver, then you can download my 60-page ebook over on Etsy. The link will be down here on the screen or in the description box below. Oh, and special shout out to my good friend Jason Buckley for kicking my ass into gear and getting me to edit another video, because I was so unmotivated and stagnant, and he basically was like, Jen, get yourself into gear, sort yourself out, we miss your videos, get editing. So that's exactly what I've done. So thank you to Jason. I did say I'd give him credit for motivating me to make this video, so you can all thank Jason in the comments. But right now, thank you for your patience guys, I've really missed you, and let's get back to the video. When I turned 30, I decided to completely change my life. I quit my job, left everything behind, and moved by myself from England to Canada. Follow along with me as I embark on a new career as a truck driver and build a new life, whilst trying to navigate through the highs and the lows of emigrating to a new country alone. My name is Jen and welcome to my channel. Good morning everybody. So we made it back to the yard last night. I slept here and I've just had a lovely lazy morning. I slept so well, and I've been into the office. I have grabbed a couple of snacks and a coffee. They have free snacks for drivers, which is great. I just said, you know, look, I'm not in a rush to go home. It's Wednesday. I don't have to be home until Saturday because I've got a thing on. So if you want me to do anything, let me know. So I'm basically doing some local work from Brampton to Scarborough. So I have to go bobtail to Brampton, pick up a trailer, drop it in Scarborough, and that's me pretty much done for the day, unless they can find me something else. They've just sent the details through. I'm just going to do my pre-trip and then we'll be ready to go. So this will be interesting, doing a little bit of local work for a change. And this was our home for the night. There we go. There's our lovely mechanic Chris over there. So yeah, this is where I slept. I honestly hate coming back to the yard when it's dark. I got back about 10 last night and I really don't like it. It's so spooky. Like, it looks really nice in the day, but it is so spooky at night when you're on your own. And you have to fuel and do a bunch of stuff when you get back. And I'm like looking around me like, oh, what if there's like a werewolf in the forest or whatever? It's just really creepy to be here on your own at night time. So yeah, we're just doing our pre-trip and we're gonna get out of here and head to Scarborough, Ontario. No, Brampton, Ontario. Then we'll go to Scarborough. So yeah, it's only an hour and 17 minutes to Brampton. Easy. Okay, I need to remember not to press in the trailer brake. That's just habit. And it's so weird being bobtail. Like, I feel as though I'm like in a giant car. God, it is so weird not having a trailer on the back. Oh, this is amazing. I'm just whipping around. Alright, we're heading to Brampton and we're going to stop off at an en route on the way to get breakfast at Tim Hortons because I am starving. I could technically go that way. We can never go that way with a trailer because it's through can get the truck through there, but it's not advisable because, you know, it's just a bit tight, so we always go this way. But I could have gone that way technically. Alright, here we go, we're off!
These days the night shift cutie at the truck stop knows my name. Threw the candle in the midnight oil and lit up the honky-tonk highway. I see the sun come up.
Hiya everybody, sorry I've been away for so long. I'm not sure at this point if I will have done a video explaining why, but I basically went on a hiatus because it just completely burned me out working full time and editing videos. I know I've said this a lot, but the last thing I want to do after a long day of working is edit videos about work. And it was just getting all too much because I was like maxing out my hours every day, and they were very kindly supplying me with many miles. So I was going as far as like the Dakotas, the Carolinas, and I just wanted to switch off whenever I was done with work. But here we are collecting our red and white trailer. This was a one-off thing. It's not something we do very often. We normally take our own trailers and load them at shipping and receiving places. But this was just picking up this empty red and white trailer. Obviously, before hooking up, you have to make sure that the fifth wheel and the kingpin are flush. You don't want any issues when you're backing in. But yes, it was just collecting this empty trailer that had just been freshly decorated, I guess. I don't know what the word is, but yeah, it just had the new decals put on the side. And I was just dropping it off for, I think, a friend of the owner of our company or something. So yeah, it was a job that we don't usually do. It was weird hooking up to a brand new trailer. I normally carry reefers. This was obviously just a box trailer. And I obviously had to do a thorough pre-trip, making sure that everything was okay. Whoever left it here had left the landing legs a bit high, so I kind of had to fiddle around putting it into a low gear, getting the height correct and taking some of the weight off of the legs. You can see it sort of starting to drop down, but I didn't have the easiest time with this. As you can see, it was a very good workout, but we got there eventually. And you just have to be really careful when doing this, because sometimes you do need to give it a bit of welly when the landing gear is not playing ball. But I have had it before where it's actually snapped the actual shaft, like the crankshaft. So yes, we got there eventually, and it was time to load up and take it to its delivery. All right, we have our beautiful red and white trailer. We've done the pre-trip inspection and we are ready to go. So we've got 56 minutes to go until we get to our destination in Scarborough, and I actually have to drop the trailer in the car park. So I'm a bit nervous because I don't know if there's going to be cars there. I don't know how tight the turn's going to be, but we can do it. I've checked it out on Google Maps and yeah, I'm confident we can do it, but I'm just a little bit nervous. So these are the streets of Ontario. Let me know if you guys notice any major differences between Canada and the US, because they are quite different in a subtle way, but I can't really put my finger on what it is that makes them different from US roads. So let me know if you notice. Here we go, joining the dreaded 401, trying to merge onto the express lanes, which they're anything other than express, which you can see here. They're always super congested, and as one of the largest, widest highways in North America, for it to be this congested all the time is just unfathomable. It is one of the worst highways I've ever driven on. So yeah, if you've had any experience driving on the 401, please let me know. So a while later, we made it to the parking lot that we were supposed to drop the trailer at. Now, as you can see, I checked this out on Google Maps earlier, but it still didn't look very promising. And it's clearly not a parking lot that semi-trucks are usually supposed to go in. My instruction was to drop the trailer in the very right-hand corner. So you'll see as we start to turn, I had to drop it sort of straight adjacent to that wall, that fence there. So I had to swing it round, bring it all the way left, try and get as straight as possible, and keep sort of like S-turning it over to the right, if that makes sense. However, this cable right here above our heads is going to prove to be an absolute nightmare in about 3 seconds. I don't know if it had broken or anything, but it was hanging down ridiculously low, and as I drove under it, it got caught between my cab and the trailer. Luckily, I noticed this before I started backing up, otherwise I would have ripped the whole cable down. So it was my job to try and get out and move the cable from in between the truck and trailer. Okay, so I have managed to bring it up and over. Why is it hanging down like that? Look, that is the problem. So now when I back up, it should just fall down the front of the truck. As you can see, I utilised my fifth wheel handle pulling tool device thing to hook the wire as high up over the truck as I possibly could. Was this a good idea, using a metal rod to touch an electrical cable? Probably not, but it was rubber coated, so I figured it'd be okay. And honestly, at this point, I was so desperate just to get out of there. I didn't really care, and I just wanted to get it over and done with. So we did manage, after lots of struggling, considering I'm only 5'3", to get it over the mirrors, the bonnet, and all that stuff. So, success. What the heck is going on with this wire? Ugh. Okay, well that was very weird, but at least we're sorted. I knew that thing was a good investment. Right, so now we just have to back it into the space. Okay. This part looks far more straightforward, sped up. It took about just under 10 minutes, I'd say, to get it moved perfectly into position, because my instructions were to get it as far to the back and over to the side in the corner as I possibly could. So I had to keep snaking it backwards and forwards to get it in the perfect place. Okay, so we brought it in here, went round there. That's where we got caught on the cable. Backed it in here. And let's just see how much space we've got. I could technically move over a little bit more, but I don't want to make it impossible for them to get it out. Let's see how we did. Oh, we've got a little bit more space. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to move it too much closer to the gate, just in case they might have a nightmare getting it out of here. So yeah, we'll just move it back a bit and then we should be good to drop. Look at this beast. And here we are, ding ding, round 2 with the landing gear. We are all done. There's the trailer, and we're gonna head back to the yard now, and then that is me done for the day, I think, unless they're gonna send me somewhere else. We'll see. Okay, it's back to the yard we go. So that's it for another video, guys. Thank you so much for your patience with me. I am going to try and do shorter videos. It is hard though when I'm out for a week or 2 at a time. Trying to condense that into anything less than 20, 30, 40 minutes is pretty difficult. So thank you for bearing with me on my little hiatus, but hopefully I'll get back to regularly uploading soon. It would really help me if you guys could go back and watch some of my old videos again, just to get my algorithm back up there. That's been partially why I haven't felt motivated to edit, is because obviously the algorithm's just completely obliterated my views. And it was never about that. It was always about keeping everybody back home up to date, my friends, family, showing them what I did this for, and trying to inspire new people. And a lot of people have actually followed in my footsteps. They've downloaded the ebook and they've made the move from England to Canada. It's been fascinating hearing people's stories and following their journeys, and I'm really glad that I could be of some inspiration and some help on their journey into trucking in North America. So don't forget about the ebook, guys. If you want to do that too, you can head over to Etsy. And in the meantime, thank you to our wonderful patrons. The screen's coming up shortly, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.